Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mr. Guinea, and we're here at the Passion for Pavement Car Club here. And this, I believe, is one of the. Actually, I think this might be the first meeting of the year. I'm going to have to ask the people who run the club here. But in any case, got a small turnout. You got a really nice yellow bug in the background. So this is obviously not going to be a very huge, you know, event today. It's going to be kind of a short video. But in any case, I'm glad I came out here just to come out and just meet some new people and everything, and then get some footage of the cars here. So all right, gonna go and get some footage before it gets dark. Let's get to it. So here we have a 2024 Mustang GT. Look at this. Look at that color. So the color on this is vapor blue metallic, and I just love the way the color. Let's get the back of this. Yeah, what a hot ride this is. Look at this. And those wheels obviously are not stock. I think the back wheels are 24 inches, and let me see. Also, they changed the exhaust on it. The exhaust actually is stock, but they changed the headers on this, so it sounds really nasty. And I love the lights on here. Really nice design job by Ford on the lights. There we go. You gotta come strong. If you're gonna come to these events, you gotta come strong.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Too bad it's dirty.
doesn't look that dirty. You can't really tell. Maybe a little bit. I mean, it still looks really nice parked next to the blue one. But you got two real strong Dodge Chargers here. Look at this. Oh, I got some design work back here too. Artwork back over here. Look at that. So this car has a Metallica theme on it. That's what the Zorlike is.
See the M on that side of the windshield?
Let me see that.
M.
Oh, yes.
Metallica logo.
That M for Metallica. Look at that.
And the Don't Tread on Me snake on the side window.
So another, yep.
And this Doris, the Lady Justice.
Yes, this is all part of the Metallica theme. That is so cool. So one thing I forgot to note, also, you got the Metallica right there. So in case you don't even know what this is, or what or what some of the other elements on this car, you don't. If you are familiar with Metallica, yeah. So in case you're not familiar with all the elements on this car, this right here, for those non-Metallica followers, so this right here is a Metallica themed Charger here. So eat your heart out, guys. So again, this is kind of what I love about these events, is that you have, for example, you have two Chargers over here, and then look over here. Look at that bug. Look at the wheels on this. Look at that color. So this is just a beautiful color on a really nice bug, and this is, obviously not a classic. It's kind of a, more modern model. Look at the interior here. Very nice. And I love how they stay true to the history. So again, it's kind of not a lot of room in here, but that's actually a good thing. It's almost like they're celebrating their history, because the Volkswagen kind of got into the American market by actually being self-deprecating and also bragging about how small and cramped their cars were, and they actually did a good job. So as I'm filming, I'll talk to this. So what I was saying was that Volkswagen really did their due diligence in their marketing scheme, back when they were trying to get in the American market. Hey, so I just want to talk about, this Volkswagen here. I think what I really like about this is that you're kind of combining, kind of a modern design of the bug over here with some of the more classic style wheels. And I just love this color. And I was talking about, kind of the history of Volkswagen and how they kind of entered the market. Now, Volkswagen had to compete with some of the bigger, some of the companies like Chevy and Ford. Their cars were much bigger, they were more imposing, and it was kind of like bigger was better. And it was almost like they had to go against that. So what they did was they actually had to be self-deprecating and kind of brag about how their cars were smaller, a little more cramped, and they maybe weren't as sexy. And they actually did a nice job, because then the whole counterculture jumped on the Volkswagen bandwagon. No pun intended there. But in any case, that's how Volkswagen was able to get into the market, and they did a good job with that. So I was talking about how it's a small car. There's not a lot of room in here, but that's a good thing. That's kind of what makes this car so special. But in any case, this is just a beautiful, striking car. Oh, I love the wheels on this, and I love the color on this too. Okay, so you got the Canon air intakes, and then
Roush H-pipe.
Roush H pipe. Okay, yeah.
And the strut bar, the K-bar member, and then the adjustable camber plates on the side right there.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Very nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So pretty good. You know, what do you call mods done on the engine? So definitely no, definitely potent car. How much you putting out?
About 505. Probably.
505. Yeah, that's a fast, powerful car, man. Cool. So here you got sort of a retro Chevy Caprice here. Walk around her, and your owner was talking about, you know, the car and the engine, and you said this is kind of a plain Jane car, which I suppose it is, but you know what? It's been reliable. It's got 17 miles to the gallon on this. So yeah, it's been a pretty good car. And I love these retro lights here. But yeah, so the engine, this is a 6-liter engine, and you know, I was trying to get tidbits of what the owner was saying, but yeah, 6-liter engines. I believe it's an LS2 or LS3 Chevy engine in it, and it puts about 500 horsepower in it. So yeah, so this is a pretty potent car. Actually, that Mustang, the Mustang we were looking at, that's also 500. So this could give that Mustang some competition. Now check out this Chrysler 300. Look at that. So anyway, what I was saying was, look at this Chrysler 300 here. You know, I love it in white, and I think I was talking to the owner. He said it wasn't even clean, but it still looks impeccable to me. It still looks like really, really pristine in white, and I love. Look at the red brake calipers too. So again, really stunning looking car with those brake calipers. Those calipers make a big difference in how the car looks, and it's got the 6.4-liter Hemi engine in it. So this is a pretty potent car here. So here we have a 2021 Dodge Challenger. Look at that color. Look at the red on this. I'm gonna pan out over here. So this was the car that I was revving when I was trying to talk about that Chrysler 300M, and for good reason. Look at this. Look at the color on this. This is absolutely stunning. And actually, the owner designed this pin strip on here, and I think the person's name is Pete. That's all I know about that, but. So I think that design looks really good with this color too. And look at the wheels. Look at, they got the red brake calipers on there too. So nice looking Charger here. Look at that. Then you got the Scat Pack emblem on the back as well. Got the Dodge lights, those rear lights. Look at those wheels. Those stock wheels look pretty beefy too. Look at that. So, you know, kudos to Dodge on a really nice looking car. So I still want to get some more footage of this Chrysler 300, because the last time I saw a Chrysler 300 was, what was that movie with Ed Harris and I forgot that guy's name. It was a mafia movie directed by David Cronenberg, and the mafia guy drove a Chrysler 300. So that's the first thing I think of when I see Chrysler 300s. Passion for Pavement Car, Truck, and Bike Club. So in case you're wondering, you know, about this event, this is a Passion for Pavement event. So more importantly, let's kind of pan back out. Look at this burnt orange color on this truck. Look at how beautiful that color is on this truck. Look at that front grille. Beautiful retro look. And I gotta say, I've really gotten into pickups as I've been doing my YouTube channel. But look at this. Love that color. Hey, so like I was saying, this is not a huge event, but I mean, still a lot of really, just a good number of cool cars here. And I love these smaller events just because you can, you know, talk to more people. And, you know, there's a lot of knowledge here as well. These people know a lot about cars. I wish I had that kind of knowledge. I mean, you know, I go to a lot of these events and try to get the footage. You know, I kind of have an outside knowledge, but I certainly don't have like the intricate knowledge that a lot of these people do. So maybe that's something I'm going to hopefully acquire as I go to more of these events. So anyway, let's keep rolling. So just going to do a quick pan of just all the cars. So yeah, I mean, not a huge turnout, but any car event, you know, you're just going to see something that you like. You know, all these cars, you know, are special and make a statement. Got the Rubicon there. And there's that beautiful Charger there. So check out this Rubicon Jeep Wrangler here. Look at this. It's got the Skill Not Lug badge on the side too as well. But I love that army green color and very suitable for this truck. It's very suitable, especially for its history. So check out the Jeep Wrangler here. Now, funny thing is, I actually live in Butler, Pennsylvania, which was actually the birthplace of this style of Jeep. So the Bantam Jeep actually came from Butler, Pennsylvania, and they actually have an event there. They actually have a Bantam Jeep Festival where they celebrate, you know, the history of the Jeep. So that, yeah, Butler, Pennsylvania was the birthplace for this style of Jeep. But it's just kind of cool to see a car like this in this color, because this actually was the army green kind of was the prominent color, you know, of the Bantam Jeep. So it's just very cool to see this. And this is a striking, it looks striking in the army green as well. So awesome. So I got a nice little historical tidbit on this. So this is actually the symbol used in Vietnam on the helicopters. So on the front of the helicopters, that was actually a unit in Vietnam. So the owner's dad, that was the owner's dad's unit in Vietnam. Skill, not luck. And this color here, this color is called Sarge Green. So there was also a color called Tank Green. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So as I was saying, this Jeep here, a lot of things about this Jeep. So first off, this color is called Sarge Green. And there was a color that was offered, I think, just for 1 year, called Tank Green. And this was a green that was either that same green or influenced by the tank green used on tanks in North Africa that were darker. So basically, the tank green was a darker, more olivey color, olive-like color. And when that green got faded, it turned to like a lighter green, which is more like this color, Sarge Green. So, you know, the owners seem to have a preference for the tank green, but the Sarge Green looks nice too as well. And as I was talking about that star, that skill, not luck, that was a symbol of one of the units, actually of the unit of the owner's father. So that's a really cool bit of history. So that was for the Vietnam War. So just a cool little bit of history that I learned from the owner. So I don't know if I talked much about this, you know, blue Dodge here, but this is the Scat Pack. It has the Scat Pack on it. So you got the symbol there for the Scat Pack, and then check it out on the seats too. You got that Scat Pack symbol on the seats as well. And then, you know, very sporty seats here. Oh, look at that. You got the exposed carbon fiber. Let me grab it from the other side. All right. So look at the interior of this. Look at this. You got the exposed carbon fiber on the dash, and also kind of on that console there. And look at the cup holders too. Look at the angle of the cup holders. That's pretty interesting design. And somehow I'd be surprised if that's OEM right there. That shifter right there. But yeah, look at this. That's a cool interior. So people don't only bring their own cars here, but they also bring loaners. So check out this loaner car. You got this Dodge Charger. Look at the color. This actually is a nice color for a loaner. Dodge Charger here. So what the heck? Why not? You know? Why not? That's dedication. You come to this event in a loaner. That certainly is dedication. But yeah, the burnt orange looks nice though. Look at that. And you know what? This might be my sickness here, because this car is not, I don't think this car is part of the event, but I actually love the way this car looks. This is kind of a retro Mercury here. You got a retro Mercury Grand Marquis, I believe this is. And look at her. This is actually a nice looking car. I think I've seen some of these at some of the previous events too. Yep, Grand Marquis LS. So this is a hot little car here. So, well, not little, hot big car or whatever, but a hot car. All right, so this is kind of my attempt to get a good thumbnail here. So I got the beautiful red Dodge Charger in the background there. There we go. Also, here's my attempt to get a good thumbnail for my YouTube channel. So check it out. So the guy that owns that Mercury Grand Marquis that I was like trying to sneakily get video of, he came up to me and said, "Wait, were you taking pictures of my car? I'm not a fan or nothing, but you know, I was thrown off. I was shocked. I'm like, oh shoot." But you know, he actually was flattered that I was doing that. I'm like, well, no, those cars, you see a lot of those cars at auto shows. So they're pretty prominent cars, and I think it's a beautiful car. I love the color on it. I love how it is kind of retro, which he, you know, didn't object to, but he said no, that's his daily. But I just meant like the design of the car is retro. But that car I think is a 2007, so that's a 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis, and they stopped making them in 2010. So again, it's so cool to come out here. So you guys, any of you guys watching this that likes cars, I'm going to kind of walk as I'm, you know, just so we can kind of get the cars in the background. But you know, if you're someone that loves cars in general, you guys got to come out to this event. It really is worth it, because you meet so many cool people and you learn a lot about cars. And again, I'm someone that I've been doing the YouTube thing for, you know, about 2 years, but I can't say that I'm someone that's really an expert, you know, at least intricately on any kind of car or anything like that. But in any case, I'm gonna pan out here just to get this side. But anyway, no, it's just it's really worth coming out to these events, even smaller ones like these, because they're just fun, and you meet some cool people and you see some cool cars too. So yeah, so as I was saying, the owner of this 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis came up to me and was really shocked that I was taking video of this car. But I'm like, no, I mean, I've been to enough of these events that I really now appreciate a car like this. I mean, yeah, I started off as someone that liked only exotic cars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and this wasn't a car I would look at the time. But now I can certainly appreciate that this is a really nice looking car, and it looks like the owner dailies it, so it looks like this car's lasted for a long time, and achieved its purpose to get you around. So there you have it. So this is one of the winners of tonight's I guess competition, if you want to call it. I wouldn't call it a competition, but in any case, this car is one of the winners. Look at this beautiful Mustang. I love this color. So I just want to capture this one car. Oh, listen to that. Oh my God. So this Chrysler 300 was the second, also another winner too as well. And again, what I love about this car, I just think of that one movie with directed by David Cronenberg, and I can't think of the name of it, but Ed Harris was in it. He was one of the mafia guys, and he drove a Chrysler 300M. So it's just cool to see this car representing strong. And again, one thing I'll say, I love the white color. I love how it's like a white, like a neutral, and you have the red brake calipers on it. Third winner was this. I actually this car I'm in love with, just because, like, maybe it's the wheels and the color, but this car is pretty striking for me as well. And I just think that, I was trying to get, that video with that car in the background for my thumbnail, but this was the third winner, so.
Now you gotta wait 30 seconds.
Oh, and you actually kicked the tire and
It gets the vibration.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
You gotta wait.
Gotta wait, okay.
You're too close to the vehicle. Please move away. I was tempered wet. I was tempered wet.
I don't know why.
I was tempered wet. I was tempered wet.
I was tampered with. It's got a little attitude. Look at that, fellas. Right in his driveway, someone whacked into that. What are you gonna do? Oh, Thanksgiving, if anything. That's some way to give thanks, But anyway. But I love this burnt orange, and what the owner was telling me was that it has a sparkle on it. So when this car hits the sun, you're gonna see some yellows on it. So it's hard to tell now because it's kind of cloudy. But I want to get this car again when it's sunny, so we can really appreciate, truck, not car. I want to get this truck again when it's sunny, so we can kind of see the yellows and kind of really see this color scheme in its true form. I didn't even notice that. Check that out. Isn't that cool, guys? Look at that. So I didn't even see how that is cool. Yeah, Passion for Pavement. So yeah, if you guys are car people, look up Passion for Pavement. They got events, I think, every month on Thursdays right outside the green turtle. So you'll definitely want to check them out. And I want to come back and check this. I want to check this truck out on a sunny day so I can really fully appreciate the color. So one thing I want to point out, you can control what writing goes across there. That's the evil eyes there. So the owner is controlling it from his phone. Let's zoom in on that. So this is actually controlled from your phone. So that's one other little, addition or mod that, kind of makes the car more appealing. It's kind of cool little, cool little upgrade on this. Really cool. Hello, I thought I saw hello and goodbye on there. Cool, man. Okay, one more thing. So this is that Caprice that I was discussing earlier. So it's just kind of cool. Look at the console on here. Look at that. And look at this kind of real retro dash here. So yeah, so basically it's so the horsepower is 435 at the wheels and then 505 at the crank, just 5. So just 5 at the crank. So it's just kind of interesting about this car here. But yeah, this actually was I think the engine it's the first engine. It's one of the first engines that Chevy put out. I think it was initially intended for the police cars, basically, and that engine in this car is the first one that Chevy made that was intended for the police cars. But it didn't, it did not get. I think it had 1,500 miles on it, and it didn't get beat up as much. But this car was able to go over like curbs. It was a curb jumper until I guess you got these wheels. But this is kind of cool. Look at those lights. Oh man, these retro lights. I was talking about these earlier, but just yeah, I'm starting to fall in love with the retro cars. Just cars in general are just so cool. So anyway, walk around her again. But yes, beautiful. One thing I forgot to mention, this I actually love the tints. This is a darker tint on the windows than I guess what I'll just won't say any more about that. But the tint, you have a dark tint on the windows. It's hard to see from the camera here, but I just love how it goes with the wheels though. The dark tint in the wheels actually goes nice with the silver. And this is a 2017, so maybe I just don't know my cars or my body styles as well. So this probably isn't as retro as I thought, but those lights do look retro to me. Maybe I'm thinking of the Murcielago, the Lamborghini Murcielago, and how they have those circular lights. So I'm just getting my design language mixed up. But this actually is a 2017. This actually is a modern car, but I actually love the way it looks. Like I just love the color accents on here, the tint and the wheels that go with the silver. That to me like kind of makes the car stand out. All right, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Yeah, this was a smaller event. It wasn't a huge turnout, but again, as you go to more of these events, you really begin to appreciate whatever you can find. I think for me, just seeing this Volkswagen parked over here next to these two Chargers, that's just so cool. It's just these little things that you really begin to appreciate as you go to more car shows and everything. But anyway, hey, look, I hope you enjoy the content, and if you did, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.